What's up, everyone? It's Morey Croson from the Performance Lab of California, and we have another video for you today. I am, as always, excited to give you guys some awesome information as a quarterback to help you get better. And what this is it's a difference between throwing a timing route and throwing a deep route, or throwing a short route compared to throwing a deep route, by Rodgers, the one and only, who, from a mechanic perspective or just throwing perspective, is by far one of the best guys in the game. So, well, without further ado, we'll just go ahead and get it started. So, this is actually the timing route, or the underneath route. We got to go the deep route first. And the ball that he throws here is just absolutely phenomenal. It's Jordy Nelson, back when he played this a couple years ago. So, first thing that I looked at is the amount of time that is spent on the ground. So when that back leg touches the ground until when the ball is released. And what is that number, right? And so what we found, or when you're going through it, you see he has a couple hitches, and then here's when he's going to throw it. So he goes and he touches the ground, and it's at about 145, right? We can see the numbers here in terms of the timing sequence. So it's a 145, but you can see that he's already started his throwing motion. I put that he started his throwing motion at about 143, right? So right there he starts. So that's where he first kind of releases the ball. And then the release ends up happening, if we look, at about 170. Okay, so what that means is, first, it took him, from when that back foot touched till when he released the ball, it took him 0.35 seconds. And in his overall release was 0.37 seconds. And those are important numbers just to look at when we see the timing that it takes when we look at a timing route. You know, this is actually going to be a little bit higher here, but then in terms of the actual release time, you know, the release time when it's a timing route is going to be lower, which we'd expect. But with that back foot to release, you know, I would also expect that to be lower. But it actually, the deep ball is when it was lower. When that back foot touched, so when he got rid of the ball, this time was a little bit lower, but he had to take a little bit longer release. So it is a lot about being able to load and create a good amount of you know, allowing that time. It ends up being 7/100ths of a second. We can go more into it in a second, but ends up being 3 or 7/100ths of a second in terms of the difference. Let's go. From when he's throwing a deep route into when he's throwing like the underneath or the short route, right? And so where does that 7/100ths of a second go? And to me, it goes a lot in the shoulder height, right? So see how he's overall much more, you know, that shoulder ends up being a lot higher up. The front shoulder ends up being a lot higher up when you're throwing a deeper route, and then you also end up having to load yourself back a little bit more. He has a pretty low release overall with the ball anyway, but he just has to load the ball back here a little bit longer when throwing the deep route, just to be able to get everything set up to generate that actual power. The more stretch you have, then the opposite amount of force that you're able to create. And really getting into like the specific numbers here is important, right? Because a lot of times it's all conceptual. It's all just, you know, oh, I think this, I think that. And so actually fully grasping exactly what happens within the different timing of the route is crucial to make it so you can understand, okay, when I'm throwing a deep ball, you know, now I can load the ball back a little bit further. You know, I might have to push off my overall time that I have to get rid of the ball from when my back leg hits until the release. That needs to be shorter, but I have a little bit more time in my whole overall loading process to be able to get rid of the ball, okay? And you'll see that. So I'm going to clear all this, and we'll go to the next one, right? And hopefully you could remember those numbers. Now this is the timing route. So when you look at the timing route, notice the overall shoulders, right? Everything is a lot more just direct. We've already broken down Rodgers, so if you want to see more about how he actually throws, you can go ahead and look into that. This isn't about how he throws. This is just about the timing between the deep ball in comparison to the underneath throw. So first, notice when his back foot hits. I put down that his back foot hit at about 33.06. And it could even be argued that it hit earlier. 33.04. Okay. and then he got rid of the ball at, I put 33. Oop, there shouldn't be an extra point there. So it's, oop, sorry. So 33.04 is when he touched. Okay, and then ball comes out of his hand at 33.44. So what I put, it could be argued too for 45, but I just put 44 because it looked like, 33, 43 it still isn't out of his hand. 45 looks like it's been out of his hands for a second. So that's 0.4 seconds. So in terms of when his back foot touched, so when he got the ball out of his hands, 0.4 seconds here in comparison to 0.35 on the deep ball. But then with the time left his hand, I said there, 33.14. All right, boom. And then he still got rid of the ball at 33.34. So 33.14 is when the ball actually left his hand, which that is 0.3 seconds. And the other one was 0.37, right? So longer on the deep ball in terms of the overall load, like I was talking about, by 0.07 seconds. And then you could also see that he spent more time when he was loading on that back foot in order to get, and I think that's just because when you're throwing those short underneath routes, you really have to be, it has to be very time oriented. When you're talking about a deep throw, like the timing is important, but there's a certain extent where it's just like you're putting it out there for the receiver to run underneath, where when you're throwing one of these, you have to be very laser focused on, okay, when my back foot hits, to when I get the ball out of my hand, everything needs to time up perfectly. And you can see, how good of a throw this is, where it just like, sits back there, boom, gets that foot down, loads, delivers, and the ball is just on the money, just perfect. It's 3rd and 6 here. We'll show you the actual play just to see, so you could just enjoy the grace and the greatness that is Aaron Rodgers here, and being able to just go back, boom, let it rip, right? And so you could see how important having that great timing is. But the whole point is it's not so much about getting that back foot down and getting the ball out of your hands as fast as you can on those underneath routes. It's about being able to deliver the ball on time, and then when you're throwing the deep ball, load up, allow yourself to load. It's a different type of throw. If you're not practicing to throw the deep ball and just practicing to get good at, just throwing the ball 15 yards or 20 yards, then you're not fully optimizing yourself as a quarterback. There's a different type of throw that you need in order to be able to throw the ball 50 yards, 60 yards, 65 yards. Okay, and then there's also going to be a different throw you're going to need to be able to throw the ball 15 yards or 20 yards on a dart. That is like one of these throws, or 25 yards on a dart, right? So how your mechanics are, you should be able to do a lot of different variety. And this is just throwing to the right, by the way. You also got to be able to throw to the left. So, really being able to train in that variety and make it so you have a lot of different things that you can work on is going to be the best way to fully maximize your ability to throw the football. As always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. Hope it helps you out. If you have any questions, please reach out. We'd love to do a breakdown for you guys. We could do whatever we need to do in order to make it so you're throwing the ball further. Right now, we currently have an offer where it's $500 to throw the ball seven yards further. So if you're interested in throwing the ball 7 yards further, guaranteed, it's $500. If you don't get the result that you're looking for, we give you your money back. It's a 100% guarantee. You're going to be throwing the ball 7 yards further. So if you feel like that'll benefit you, let us know. We'll be happy to get you started. All right, we'll talk to you soon. So much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe down below, and that way you can get updates on any of the new videos that we get. Also, if you want to, you can check out some of our other breakdowns for speed and throwing. We have exercises, also jumping mechanics videos, a lot of great stuff within our channel. Hope you enjoy.